All right. I still didn't manage to get YouTube streaming to work. So I'll just stick with the normal OBS video recording and upload it afterwards. I had a super long day. I got up at 8 a.m. this morning, like only sleeping about 5 hours last night. And then I went to the tech arena in Stockholm, and it's a 4 day event. And at about 4:30, close to 5, I started heading back to KDH, and I had my class for about like 2 to 3 hours at KDH, and went back to have dinner with my friends, and we chatted a little bit. And I came back and basically rested a little bit, and it's now 12 midnight. I'm probably going to do a stream for about 1 hour to 2 hours until 1 or 2 a.m. in the morning, and I'll go for sleep and try to get up tomorrow to get some more work done. So bear with me if I'm not like very up to speed, and if my mind is actually like not as fast as possible. So this part is not really covered yesterday, and yesterday when I was coding, I realized that have not really been a good coder when I'm trying to talk, and oftentimes when there is a issue, I just go dive into it instead of talking. So I'll try to talk as much as possible this time. And the part that I marked as here was the code that didn't really like get generated right yesterday. So we need to fix them like sort of one by one. Let me see if I could just copy all the code here. And in a screen that you won't be able to see, I'll probably just open a Typora instance that pastes the code here so that I could have a reference. And yeah, so nice. And now let's just run a code generation, and we will be able to compare. Like, how about let's just do whatever. Let's just do a back then dart example dot back dart, and this part we sort of highlight everything that's here, and we paste it here. It's a little bit problematic, the errors, etc. So the way for us to actually avoid the errors, let's just do example dot dust dot example dot back dot dart. Yep, and this way we can put the remove it, and we can basically no, what the fuck is going on? And yep, and this was basically what the original code was at. And I hate it when you accidentally tap into the U when you try to like sort of like tap Y. It's just super annoying. And we put it here. And now when you type P, it says nothing in the register. And YG, right? Okay. And now instead of this, you dot back example dot back dot dart. Yep, that's nice. And then you go to this dot back dot dart dot. But it probably should be renamed as example dot back dot dust, and example dot back, example dot back. I mean, those are just debug files temporarily for our reference. When we run code generation, when we run code generation, bad things are still going to happen. Let's just remove the model annotation here, so that when we run code generation, nothing is going to be touched. Here, if we annotate it with model, then if you look into the generator, the model repository generator, no, Yep, the model repository generator. So yep, we will basically create a generate annotation for the model, and it will basically be like helping us generate the code again, and we will break our the backup. And that's good. So now let's do F7. Machine my Vim opens up this page and let's run on DRBD. DRBD is a shortcut that, oh shit, I forgot. So say the generator example DRBD. And the example folder inside the generator is actually a folder that I created just purely for testing, and I'm going to delete this later on. Now we have successfully run the generator in the generator example. Did anything happen though? No, this looks strange. I don't know what happened, but DRBD, let's run it again. All right, and now we are able to see probably has some errors. Yep, it says errors. And the first thing that we have is, let's look at them one by one. The first thing is that the ID overrides inherited member, but isn't annotated with override. And this is simple. This is a simple issue that we can fix. So we go to the model repository generator, and we find final ID. Good. Now we find this here, and we just add override to it. With respect to this RID, currently we do not check if it is specified in the constructor. If it is, we should probably just ban it and ignore it. But the problem is that I haven't implemented that, and we just manually tell the users that they shouldn't do that. We should add like a constructor check later on. Good. So now with this part, let's just run DRBD again. Ooh, this time the generation took really long. Huh. What's actually going on? Strange. Let's just wait. Okay, good. Nice. And now we are able to see the dust. Wait, where was my... Okay, whatever. I think it also deleted my .dust file somehow. Regardless. So, okay, good. This part is done. But the problem is that the to-do isn't referenced. Okay, why is the to-do not referenced? Because everywhere down below where we mention to-do, we mention its parent class, right? And we should instead be mentioning the child class, and it should be able to do that. Also, if you look at this, we don't want the field to be just directly specified. Sort of the ID wants to be unnamed, and the rest of field we want to have named variants. This is kind of annoying to fix. Let's fix the store problem first. Undefined name store. This is because in the latest API I renamed store to dust, just to keep things consistent, and that could be a really simple fix. So model repository general, good, and let's just search for store. Okay, store.instance. Let's change it to dust, and then dust. Good. I mean, we could perhaps just do a simple replacement, but okay, no more fun. But I just wanted to make sure that everything that we replace are sensible, and yeah, and it's still perfectly fine to call this as store as well. So now let's just run DRBD, and it hopefully should be able to fix the issue where store is not declared, is not defined or whatever. Yeah, let's just wait and have a look. I'm sorry that if I have a very low energy right now, it takes a lot of energy to write code, and it's also taking a lot of energy to speak while you write code. But I had a very busy day today, and I still wanted to get some work done, and that's why I'm writing code here. Good. Now you see that the Now you see that the dust.instance is no longer complaining. Okay, now it's time. It's about undefined name ID, but wasn't the ID just defined here? Okay, the get is an invalid type. Let's look at get. Okay, let's first fix the to-do problem. So that way, which problem? Or do we want to fix the constructor problem first, or do we want to fix the to-do problem first? Let's first go to the factory here, right? And this title thing isn't inside here. And because if you look at the example.dart, we can jump through it. It has a required string title, so we sort of also want that to be required string title here. Now this would make the constructor redirect work. If you haven't saw this syntax, this is redirecting constructor, meaning that calling this constructor is basically calling the underlying constructor. And another thing with this is that the problem is that this thing, as you can see here, returns a to-do, but this is a child class and it's supposed to return to-do with an underscore prefix. So we want to have as to-do because we know that the function down below will create like the correct type. Also, with the create function, we also want to have add title, right? Because and we jump to the create function. So title. This is what, oh, sorry. So required string title. This is the way that we want things to be. And then the right function. The right function here, we also wanted to have required string title. Yep. So this should theoretically fix most of the problems above. And here, we also want to have required string title. Good. And here we want to change this into the underscore, and then go to the to-dos and unnamed definition. We want to have I assume it's not bad to have a. Let's have a look. And you have this thing postfix here. Or alternatively, I think this is the best way. So we assign this Adam using a named constructor. This is basically how the generated code should be looking like afterwards, and we can fix them one by one. And the first is like create function, the required string title. So create. So we have all params. And all params is given by emit create function all params and include links true. So let's have a look at this function. So res is this. Final name equals field dot name switch field dot type. Looks good to me. Option default option link option. That's not problematic. Case link and atom type. Yep, atom is basically the basic type, and that's required. And multi-links type. Include. Why were we using iterable here? And so if the result after all of this is not empty, we want to like put the result inside the parentheses, and it's unnecessary escape here. So yeah, this looks good to me, but why is it that we do not get all the params? I mean, we can do a debug print, right? And let's just do, and I think, okay, let's just do a print. I think debug print is only something available in Flutter, and let's just run a DRBD. And we'll probably be able to see some print logs of the relevant information. My God, my mind is really not working right now. It's like just doing things based off of intuition and based off feeling, and not really what operams. So operams is null, interesting. So all the params is null. Create function params struct create function params, print found field. If we encounter some like complicated story, I'm probably just going to stop it here, because I don't think I would have like the necessary mental capacity to fix any more complicated issues. But we'll see. Let's hope that. Also, like it gets stuck here quite long, so I don't know what's going on. Okay, found here type of atom type, title. Hey, this function actually gets wrong 4 times. That's interesting. We sort of need to figure out why this was wrong 4 times. But we do have a let's see, final time, and then so that we can see if they were from the same function, I assume. And if not, it means that this function was called 4 times. Oh yeah, it was indeed called 4 times, because I remember calling it a few times down below. Alright, never mind. But we'll see. Just double check. I would say that doing open source maintenance has been so much harder than I anticipated it to be, right? Yep. So it means that the title, presumably most of the time, gets called only once. I think the millisecond is not accurate. Let's just put it to microsecond since epoch, and this way we'll be able to see clearly. I don't know what's going on. Okay, DRBD. Okay, good. Yeah, did I mention that DRBD was a shorthand for Dart run build runner build dash dash delete, like DRB dash dash delete, so DRBD. And it's just so much more convenient after writing this alias. Or actually, it's not alias because I'm using the fish shell, so it's a fish function that calls this and saves me so much time. And like, look at it. So 247, 523, 867, and 075. So it means that it was actually called 4 different times, and that's fine. So let me just remove that now, and yeah, I see why. I was being so stupid. So var as final sb equals string buffer. I didn't add anything. I couldn't understand sb dot push dot write. Yep, this is. And then you hear sb dot. This is what happens when you write stupid code. The fact that like the other part gets automatically filled up for me is just amazing. Final res equals sb dot to string. If sb dot is empty, return okay, content, good. So which means that we can actually write something like this, and sb dot length equals 1. So we return the empty string, right? And then we return so sb dot right. This way avoids like the unnecessary string copies, as I hope. And now let's run a DRBD once to see like what actually this code emits. Can't imagine a stupid bug like that, like debug, like took me so long to debug, but whatever. What time is it now? It's 12:30. I spent 30 minutes coding today. I hope this is going to make me feel proud one day, but it's really tiring. Source couldn't be parsed? expected to find comma. We need to look at the source code to be able to tell like what's actually the problem. Aha, it means that we pass the wrong thing in the create function. And now this source code, you can actually parse it. That was actually mostly supposedly going to be fine. Fine here. Huh, this is not really readable, and it's very hard for me to tell what's actually the problem. Expecting to find the first parenthesis. Let's just dg and see if this is actually valid dark code. How do I format this document? I only know that you could format on save. Alright, so it formats this fine actually. So it means that the first issue that it had was with the create function. Interesting. So we need to go to the model repository builder, sort of like, and we need to find what was passed to the create function. And the create function was declared in the emit create function. So let's just go to emit. Create. No, it's not here. Actually, here it's emit child factory. I don't know why my Vim stopped working, but it should not be this. It should be emit create function args. And we can just run this to see again if this thing actually works. I hope it would, but it's totally not sure. I'm so tired. It means that this time it's actually successfully formatted. I hope. At least I didn't see any formatter errors down there. Good. Nice. And the only difference is that instead of this, if you, sorry. So if you actually do this, I think there's something wrong with my Vim. Let's just rerun the RBD again to. No, it's not. It's in the generator/example. Because example has some very stable code, the testing code I don't want to break right now, and if we run code generation, it will be broken. And I want to rewrite the example later on. So I just created this thing here. So cd dot dot cd dot num vm lib slash or let's just cd into generator and work from there. Vm lib slash model repository generator dot dart. And now we can have a better look at the example. Okay, so title, This would be good as long as we don't have optional variables. I would not think that we would have actually optional variables, but we can actually make this thing here sort of. Okay, this part we can fix first, as to do. So let's go to, I don't know how to create this buffer, and good. Now let's go to model process generator, and then create function args. Okay, good. And also you want to add a const here, and then you want to add It's surprising that for today's stream, I actually talked more than yesterday. And yesterday I was barely talking. I tried really to talk, but I wasn't able to because I was thinking on something. Oh yeah, I'm so stupid. So say the example and let's just run it again. The RBD is just such a nice shortcut of everything. Dart run build runner build dash dash delete dash conflicting dash outputs. You can imagine how many times I wrote that before without like DRBD and how annoying that really is. I'm so glad that now I get to write it in DRBD. Just so much better. Let's have a look. I'd imagine it's that we fix errors more and more. Good, good, good. All the way until here, which is the constructor error. And as long after we fix this, should be fine. And this is basically whether if we want. I would say that depends on the order of things being done. And what would I prefer things to be done? Let's just try to remove that and see later on if we have any bugs, we can just fix that. Like I think, right, for now our goal is not to get it bug free, but to get it usable with a lot of assumptions, and we can later on always redress the edge cases. And the problem here that we face is uncreate functions here, and is it? Emit create, well, where was the error? So dart. So it's get. Get function cs there are like args, and it's basically just remove this. I also don't want. Okay, let's just while we are at it, let's just refactor this. I don't like the fact that we are doing addition here using this type of like a switch statement. So final SB string buffer, and actually, you know what? Let's just be smart about this. And chat GPT. Here using as is it buffer or builder? String buffer as opposed to simple string additions. All right, this looks like. Why does it use right on? You did not see what I typed just now. You know what? I gave up. I'd rather just like manually write. ChatGPT is being so stupid, and it doesn't really take much. So besides the bug that somehow randomly occurs, so you sort of s slash nope, this doesn't work. Okay, good. This will basically be able to allow me to sort of like change this into case. Nice. Now it's just so nice. And then we sort of like change the end of line. Yep. I'm not being very smart here, but I didn't know that Vim was so smart, at the same time stupid. I think I just praise that it's so convenient having this. But okay, good. Now we have this and nope. So clearly, like my Vim skills needs to be improved. Dot slash sb dot write slash, and then we can remove the rest now and return sb dot to string. And we could try to have the postfix $sign here. So we select this and yep. So that you will have a postfix here, which means that now we are basically able to specify it with the corresponding correct postfix. That's nice, but then we need to go to the, if we scroll all the way down, we need to go to the emit child factory. This is actually super annoying. Yeah, emit child factory, no, emit child constructors. and it's about names, and then this dot name dot drawing. Instead of this, we just required dot this dot. Okay, and then if dot is empty, I wonder why it builds this slow. I think it should build much faster, but it's nice because it gives me time to talk to you guys, and I'm just kind of exhausted right now. Good. Now, close this. I still like. Okay, this is the only part that I need to fix. So, emit child constructors. Child struct name. But I did add this in here. And why was it? Oh yeah, okay. So emit child constructors. No, it's in the get. Emit get function. Good. And so you do 12:39. I just coded for 40 minutes, and I think mostly solved the code generation issue. Nice. Now that the code generation mostly works, git add dot git commit cd dot git add dot git commit. And we'd rather just give it a few tests. Also, we wanted to disable the convenient scatter, etc., and the $sign thing, and that's going to be annoying. So if you actually look at the issues here, well, this is what I mean. So currently we generate these two lines as well, but our idea was to sort of remove this or give a user a global config to remove it, because sometimes you just call name and you forget to react to it, they can cause state management bugs, and it's annoying every time to having to call null, but having this in here can prevent you from trying to hunt out some state management bugs. So we have been discussing about that, and we may remove it. And let's see, if I go to do dot example dot dart, and if I say that so at eft let us see what this would give us. I'm so stupid. cd example, it's actually in the packages slash example, no, generator example. Default value must be specified. Haha, interesting, very interesting. So Okay, so it's actually here. So the default value is null. Okay, where do we get the default value? Constructor element. Construct. Let's just print out the value. GPT. Okay, good. And then let's have a look. With code generation, it's just like so many of those edge cases that you need to cover, and I don't understand. Like also like you need to sort of have a decent understanding of the type system. Default value must be default value null. So it means that at this stage we aren't even getting the default value. It means that the get field. And so let's just check for default annotation, right? And we look at the field name, DFTT, default value. Who actually here wrote value? I have no idea like where that thing came from, but that has been just plainly stupid. Please work. We need to figure out why like every time single time on the seventh like thing it's yep, default value bool false. So now let's remove that print, and we can actually look at our example dot start. So okay, so it was redirected to a required. This was fine. The problem was this. Okay, yeah, so basically after loading that worked perfect. Did it? To do is completed. Is completed. And then let's see write. Somehow the write doesn't write anything with respect to the title and is completed, which means there is some bug here. So the get was fine, node option, and then wouldn't I have a serializer? It's not fine, but default value. I feel like it's way too complicated for my mind to work now. I'll probably just stop the video here and try to keep working on it tomorrow.